Happy Easter, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am the immortal Kevin Donovan. It is Easter Sunday right now as I'm recording this. I just woke up on a beautiful Easter Sunday morning. I do have to go to work today, but I figured I'd make a quick video. Actually, the video topic that I thought of has nothing to do with Easter whatsoever. I just wanted to say Happy Easter because it is, and I just wanted to talk about a different topic entirely. The topic of failure. Failure. Wow. Failure can be taken lots of different ways. Failure is a tool. It's more of a tool than people think it is. A lot of people look at failure and they're scared of it. There's a fear of failure, and there's many different things that go into that. But honestly, failure is one of the best things that can happen because you can only fail so many times before you eventually succeed. If you try something once and it doesn't work, yeah, big deal. You know what I mean? But if you have like a long-term goal in mind and you try 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 and you're just getting worn down, you're like, oh, I don't know. Eventually, if you do succeed in that, the reward of that success is so much sweeter. It's so much better because you put your heart and soul into that. You really, we're dogging it and in the trenches, really trying to get that success. And, it took a lot of failures to get there. The other thing that failure does for us is it teaches us the right way. It makes us go through the trenches and really learn all the ways that don't work. And through that, the learning that comes out of failures is so much more precious than we realize that it is. Nobody's ever really good at something right when you start out. Like nobody. Nobody's fantastic at the first thing they try the first time they try it. And if you are, it's usually a fluke. A lot of the greats in sports, Michael Jordan, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player of all time, he was playing high school basketball and he got cut. Like Michael Jordan got cut from the basketball team when he was very young. That happened. His high school coach was like, yeah, I don't want that kid. He cut legitimately the greatest basketball player of all time, got cut in high school from his basketball team. That's an L. You take those L's sometimes. Failure is an L. Jordan had to take an L and he came back and he said, watch this. And he came back even stronger, and he did it even better. And he, went to, did he go to North Carolina? Was he a Tar Heel in the Carolina Blue? Did he win a national championship with them, right? And then he got drafted. Anyway, he won that many championships. He's the greatest of all time. But he still had to deal with the L's. He still had to take those failures. It's those failures that you take that teach us the most. It's the failures that you take and you accept gracefully and you continue moving forward. That is your greatest strength as a human being. A lot of people want to talk about power and strength and character. And the only way you can build those things is to overcome the adversity and overcome the failures. When you try your best and you get shot down, to just give up, that's weakness. To get knocked down, if you try your best and get knocked down, but you say, well, I'm going to do this again and get back up and find it within you to stand back up, to reload, to recharge and go back at it, that is strength. That is power. That is facing the adversity in the face. That's what builds character. That's what makes strong people. And that's what we need more of in the world. A lot of people try things and get shot down the first time. Well, I'm not good at this, or I suck at this, or I didn't do good. Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. It's first time. Of course you didn't do good. You're not going to do good the first time. You got to do it a bunch of times before you figure it out. You got to take those L's, but when you take an L, you got to take it gracefully. That shows character, and that builds character. That's how it's done. You don't have strong people out in the world that have never faced adversity, that have never taken an L. That doesn't exist. That's not how human characteristics work. That's not how strength is built. You don't come out of the womb and you're strong. You're not. You have to build muscle. Just like in your mind, you have to build strength. You have to build character. You have to build the human being that you want to become. And the best tool for building the biggest, strongest, baddest version of yourself is failure. It's going out there, putting your best effort out and getting knocked the fuck down. And then saying, hey, I'm going to get up and do it again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try a little bit different ways. I don't remember who said it, but there was a great quote. I didn't learn to succeed, but I learned 10,000 ways it didn't work. Somebody said that. Some famous inventor said something to that effect. They found one way that worked. And a lot of times you'll see people out there that are doing things, they found something that works. You weren't privy to all the L's that they took before that. You know what I mean? Who was it? Ford that had, not Ford. He didn't invent the internal combustion engine that was already invented, I believe, by the time Ford got to it. Ford was the one that invented manufacturing and putting it together and busting out millions of models of the same thing. Whoever invented the motor, the engine, and I'll figure that out. Somebody will do it. Leave in the comments who invented the combustion engine. Whoever did it didn't do it right the first time. You know what I'm saying? They blew themselves up in their basement probably a dozen times before they figured out, oh, well, we needed only this much gas goes in there and you only need to move this much and these things have to go a certain way. Like there's no map for it. The map to success is paved with failure. That's how it is. So you got to take your L's and you got to take them gracefully. And that's the best lesson that you can learn in life. And that's the best way that you can become a stronger person. A lot of times people get real shitty attitudes. And I noticed this a lot in teenagers. And I noticed it a lot when I was a teenager as well. People had the fuck it attitude. I don't give a shit. They're too cool for everything, right? They didn't want to try their hardest and fail because that would have made them feel bad. That would have shown them that they couldn't succeed. That would have shown them that they were a disappointment in their mind. But what happens when you do that is if you don't apply yourself and you don't try, then you can't fail. We automatically figure that out when we're young. So we have that fuck it attitude as we get older and like, it's fucking stupid. I'm not doing that anyway. Or, oh, you failed this test. Why? Well, the teacher fucking hated me, and so I didn't even give a shit. Fuck them. If you have that attitude, then you're gonna fail, but you expect that L, and you can quantify that, you can qualify that in your life. But I think what hurts people the most is if they try their 100% hardest and they still fail. Some people can't take that. The problem with that is I don't think that you understand how failure is supposed to teach you. There are signs in the universe that we take, and a lot of people take them the wrong way. And it's up to you on how you perceive these signs and how you perceive these things to happen. But if you try your hardest and you get knocked down, some people perceive that as, oh, I should quit doing this or I should quit trying. And that's not what I get personally when something like that happens to me. I guess there are signs to tell you, hey, stop doing certain things. If you know and you can feel in your heart of hearts that what you're doing is going to be a good thing. Like if you're trying to start a business, right? You're starting small and you're starting to grow your business little by little. Meeting setbacks in business doesn't mean you stop trying that business. It means you have to learn from those mistakes and try and build your business bigger and better. That's what I take as a failure in business. It's not that, oh, I need to quit doing this. This is the wrong thing for me. It's that I ran into this problem that set me back. Maybe I lost money on this project, or maybe I didn't make anything, or it just didn't go how I planned it to go. You can chalk that up as a failure, but you also chalk that up as a learning experience. Be like, well, if I ever get that situation again, I know how to deal with that. So it's a teaching tool. Sometimes failure could be a lesson in don't do that. Go in this direction, not that direction. Again, it's how you take the signs from the universe, how you take what happens to you in your reality. For instance, I have a regular full-time job as a security guard. In the summertime, I run my own pool business. I have a business license. I have an employer identification number from the IRS. I have everything running legitimately and legally. I also happened across an opportunity for a security position at a local credit union. A friend of mine sent me a link and said, hey, they're looking for security people. They knew I was doing as a security guard. They said they're looking for security people. Check it out. So I checked it out and I filled out the application, sent that in. I got an email back that day, said, hey, send us a resume. And I slapped together a nice resume, emailed that to them. They got a hold of me like a day or two later and said, hey, come in for an interview. We want to talk to you. Some time passed, I don't know how much. And I eventually went in for this interview and it went really well. Well, it turns out eventually I got an email and said, well, thank you for your time. We're going to go with somebody else. And at first I was real sad and disappointed. Like, oh, I failed. I tried out for this thing and I didn't get it and I failed. This job would have paid at least double what I get now for my regular full-time job. There would have been a bit more responsibility. There may have been a bit more travel. There might have been some more stuff to deal with. But it's a new job, but it would have had better benefits. It had better pay, a nice environment. They're a big credit union. They got lots of money. They have lots of facilities and nice things to use. There's a lot of perks and benefits to go with that job. I ended up not getting that job. First, like I said, I was real kind of bummed out. Like, And that's an easy road for a lot of people to take that aren't mentally strong, that don't have the character or haven't taken a lot of L's in their life. They don't know how to deal with that. It's really easy to go, well, fuck me, I'm a loser. Or fuck them, I'm never using that place again. They're pieces of shit. They don't want to hire me. Or lead you to think, what's wrong with me? Why did you go with someone else? What's wrong? What did I do wrong? Oh no. And then you start to break down and self-analyze. In the back of my head, I realized if I got this full-time job, it would take more time and effort for me to do that job than my current one. And being that I've been there for 4 years already, it's automatic. I don't have to learn anything new. Everything's good. But I know that in the summertime, it's spring now, it's Easter Day, I'm already getting calls to run my pool business. People want me to come and do all this work. And I realized that business that I started, every year it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's going to grow even more this year. I would have had to cut my own business, my pool business, in half to accommodate the new job. So not getting that, I took that as the universe saying, hey, good job for jumping on an opportunity on a whim. You went for it. So, kind of slid you that interview, made sure that you went out, remembered how to do that, remember how to sell yourself, remember how to put together a resume, kind of keep you up on top of stuff. But in the end, I didn't want you to have that job because that's going to take away from your real goal, is building your own business and having your own successful career in your own business. And that's truly something that I dream about, is to own my own successful business that I don't have to retire from, that there is no age where they're like, okay, it's 65, that's retirement, you're done. 68, that's retirement, get out. I could be 75. It's my business. And I could be sitting at a desk working on pool stuff if I want to. I'm just saying. And what a wonderful thing to have in your back pocket, a running seasonal business that, you're low on money or you don't have purpose or focus. Well, run a business. You get all of that from running a business. That'll keep you busy. That'll keep you occupied, and it'll make you some money if you're doing it right. And you need to focus on those things and build those things, while you're younger and stronger, so that when you do get older, then you can just sit back on top of it, let the business run, and you just walk to the mailbox and get them checks. And you're not necessarily ever retired. You can always still have a hand in it because it's your business. And I think the universe truly wanted me to go in that direction. That's why I was given an opportunity to go to the window and take a good look at it. But in the end, it was like, that's not the path for you. And I really, truly think the universe puts you where you're supposed to be. There are a lot of twists and turns along the way, and you have the free choice to choose to pursue whatever you want. But also, if you open your eyes and you think about the situations and the things that are happening to you, I saw that as a great opportunity. So I went for it a bit. I didn't put my heart and soul into it, but I definitely wasn't going to shy away from an interview or anything like that. I gave it my best to do the interview and to go through that. But not getting it, I didn't take that as a failure. I took that as a sign that, I didn't really need that, and I didn't really want that. Because in the back of my head, I was thinking, I don't know if I really want to do this, because then it would take away from my pool business, and I want to focus on that. And the universe ended up taking away that job anyway. I didn't get it. And they gave it to somebody else that it was probably a better fit for. But now I can focus on my pool business this summer, lessen my hours at my regular job, because I want to focus more on my pool business, and I can do that. But getting this new job, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I don't think that's the direction I should have gone in, and I think that this was another weird blessing in disguise. Not getting a better job for me wasn't the right path. Wow, what a way to put that. But I believe that to be true, because I believe that wasn't the path for me. And I believe the path for my success is down a different road. And it's down a road I'm going to pave with my own hands. And it's down a road I'm going to pave with failures. And every failure, I'm going to step into that hole. Hopefully I don't twist my ankle too bad, but I'll be able to pull myself back out, figure out that problem, fill it up, smooth it over, make it nice again, and then continue building my road. And the road to success is paved with failure. And I believe that. And I don't think that failure should be looked on as a negative thing. It should be looked at as a tool. I don't think you should be scared to fail. I think you should be excited to try new things. And if they don't go your way, don't get that, oh, fuck it attitude. Get that, all right, well, I'm going to try it this way then, or I'm going to try another thing. If you apply for a job, you go for an interview, you don't get that job, that doesn't mean you don't apply for more jobs. Or for me, in my case, it showed me that I already have a job and a business that, well, I don't need that new job. I need to focus on my current job and my business this summer. That's where my focus should be, not on other stuff. So that was just a way to show me what that was. So there's an interesting way that you can look at failures. I think Jim Carrey was asked to give the commencement address at a college. I don't remember what college it was. But in that he talks about his father, and he said his father was one of the funniest people he's ever known, but he took the safe route to be an accountant. He didn't want to go into comedy. He didn't want to be an actor, and he didn't want to do those things. He had a family, and he wanted to provide for him. He wanted to be safe. So he chose to be an accountant instead. Well, eventually he lost his job as an accountant, and then they had nothing. So Jim Carrey's advice is, you can absolutely fail at what you don't want to do, so you may as well try for what you do want to do. Right? That blows your mind. So if you want to be an actor, go try and be an actor. If you want to run a business, go start a business. If you want to be an artist, go do your art. Try and put yourself into that 100%. You'll be happier at the end of the day doing what you want to do in a constructive way than doing what other people want you to do and just hating it. Like when my alarm goes off for pool work, I don't go, another day. I don't do that. My alarm goes off, I pop up, I hit that thing, and I get up and start moving. Because in my head, the first thing that goes off in my head is, I get to go make some money today. I get to go work on something. I get to go make my own money today. I like that. That excites me. That gets me out of bed in the morning. I don't need to sit there and drink 15 cups of coffee going, I'm not like that. I get up and I'm like, yes, I get to go. I get to go be productive. I get to go and earn my money today. I like that. And my favorite thing ever is getting paid for a job. That's my favorite thing. I think a lot of people would agree with me. Getting paid for your hard labor and using your talents, your abilities, your knowledge towards something that somebody else isn't familiar with, being able to fix their issue, fix their problem, get them squared away to the point where the customer is happy, the price was fair, I'm compensated for my time, my work, and the parts and stuff that were put in. Everybody's happy all around, and I can go to the bank with just the best feeling in the world with that check and put that into my account and have money to do what I want to do with at that point. I can go race my RC cars. I can go get into golf tournaments. I can go and buy myself groceries and pay bills and survive comfortably because I was able to apply myself in a positive way and get what I wanted. But I tell you what, I made a lot of mistakes on the way to be able to do that. I've messed up a lot of stuff. I've heard this before in my past anyway. It was actually a young girl at the pool store. Something was going on, and I had mentioned they have ceiling fans at the pool store. And I looked up, and I noticed one was going backwards. She said, how do you know everything in an attitude way? And the first thing that came to my mind was, hey, listen, I don't know everything, but I know a lot of stuff. You know why? Because I've broken a lot of shit, and I've had to fix a lot of shit. That's how I know a lot of shit. You take those L's and you break stuff and you're like, oh, that's not how that works. That ceiling fan is spinning the wrong way. Well, I put the wires on backwards, so the motor's going backwards. That's how I know that. You know how? Because I broke one before. I put it in wrong. I've made that mistake. I've had that failure. Install incorrectly, fail. I've done stupid shit like that. So now I know how to install a ceiling fan, how to wire it, and how to make it go the correct way. That's how I know that, because I've been through that. I've had those failures, and I was able to go back and figure out how to do it, how to make it right. So failure isn't a negative thing. Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid that when you're laying on your deathbed or you're, getting towards the end of your life, you're retired and you're tired, you don't got nothing left in the tank. You don't want to have a lot of regrets. You don't want to just think about all the bad stuff. You want to have a life filled with memories, and you're going to be happy that you at least tried, that you at least gave a shit, that you at least put your best foot forward every time you had a chance. That's the goal in life, is to create those wonderful memories and to be like, yeah, I did that. I gave that a shot. Maybe I didn't make it in the NFL, but I tried out. Or I didn't make it on the football team that year, but I went and tried out. They kicked my ass, but I went there and tried. Or I went to get that new job. They didn't hire me, but I went for 2 interviews and I did my best. There is no shame at all in giving your 100% best effort and not succeeding. There's actual character in that. There's really, truly substance. When you try your absolute hardest and you still don't do it, there's no shame in that whatsoever. You can literally put your head on your pillow at night and say, hey, I gave it my 100% best effort and it didn't work out for me. It just didn't. The world is bigger and badder than you. So you giving your best might not be the best ever, but that doesn't matter. Giving your best effort and succeeding feels great. Giving your best effort and failing shouldn't hurt that bad. It should be a lesson that well, I can either improve on this and give a better effort next time because maybe I wasn't fully prepared. But now that I've done that, now I can do it again. And we have to learn to use failure in a positive way like that. This video is way too long already. I just wanted to touch on, don't let failure fail you. Take your L's, take them with grace, take them with humility, but understand that it's not the end. It's just a lesson. It's a lesson learned. And you can come back bigger and badder every time. Just my thoughts on failure. There's probably more. Always try, give a shit, do what you can. Be the best person you can be every day. With that, I'll come back with another video, another point. Thanks for tuning in. I am the Immortal Kevin Donovan. Please like, subscribe, share, and I'll be back with you again soon for another story time. Peace.